So here's the deal, Season 3 is about 2 weeks old, and about a week ago they introduced a first wave of nerfs to the cars and to the turrets and stuff like that. I almost made a video talking about that, but decided to give it some time and try to play, and then about the time I was getting ready to make that video, they came out with even more nerfs. As you can imagine, it has set the community absolutely ablaze. A community that was already divided is still very much so with this issue. This update also included the unvaulting of boogie bombs, which definitely throws a wrench into the whole dynamic that was on the season at day one. Before we go any further, congrats to Simo, the V-Buck winner from the last video. If you want a chance to win V-Bucks just like Simo here, just leave a comment below. And while you're at it, might as well go ahead and throw code Dr. P into the Fortnite item shop. So, what are the main things that have changed? Well, perhaps the biggest change that people are talking about is the change to the Nitro Fists, and according to Fortnite's Twitter, it says they reduced the Nitro Fist punch and uppercut damage to structures and air punch damage to both structures and players. So when you're punching players with the normal punch, it's unchanged with that damage, but any air punch to anything, now it's going to be lowered there. To me, the big storyline here is the massive damage reduction of the Nitro Fist to builds in pretty much any capacity. A lot of Fortnite competitive players are celebrating this. Whichever way you lean on this whole competitive versus casual season debate, you have to admit this is a pretty significant change up in the way this whole thing was on day one. In addition to that, they have nerfed both the grenade launcher turret and the machine gun turret. While the grenade launcher turret now does less damage to players, the machine gun turret also does less damage to players and has a decreased fire rate. Since playing with this nerf, the grenade launcher turret doesn't really feel any different, but the machine gun turret certainly does have a noticeable decrease in the fire rate, and to me a noticeable decrease in the damage output as well. With those updates alone, Epic has taken a huge bite out of what made this season so fun and unique. And when you stack it on top of all the other stuff they did back in the first nerf, it really makes you wonder what their plan is for this season, if they're just going to change everything about it from day one where it was so chaotically fun, but now it's just much different. For what it's worth, I don't think these nerfs are like the most totally bad thing ever, but what is bad to me is the fact they've already nerfed these major things twice in the same season so early on, and to me, and just an opinion, but it feels like Fortnite might be getting bullied a little bit into making these changes and making them so immediately. Frankly, it feels like all of the new things are being targeted, and just because there are a lot of people who are vocally upset about this, I don't think that's a reason to tank and totally disregard everything you worked to make this season be in a 2-week time frame, because this game right now, it's similar to what it was on day one, but this is definitely not what the devs initially had in mind. It's crazy to me that people complained and then they nerfed everything in this season twice already within 2 weeks, but when they made that locker rarity change and everybody complained, they just went radio silence, crickets, nothing was said. Now, going back to the update itself, it also includes several other buffs to guns and various items to, I think, persuade people to start ditching the cars a little bit. They buffed the SMG, they buffed the tactical assault rifle, and they increased the stack size on the Nitro Splash. The Nitro Splash also gives infinite stamina. This is just totally the opposite direction this was supposed to go, and who knows, maybe there'll be some buffs, and they'll start to revert some stuff back, that's my hope. The Boogie Bomb, which they added into the game post-launch because of complaints as well, does just not belong in this season. They're supposed to be replaced by EMPs, which will just disable the turrets coming up real soon. But until then, this is just a nonsense item. I used to love boogie bombs, but I really don't, at least for this season. The EMPs will be much better when they come out, and I'm calling it will be a game changer in a good way. It's clear with the current player count that Fortnite was swinging for the fences with a unique, innovative, new style of a season, which I can really respect. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you're gonna do something like that, you gotta stand on it, and you gotta be willing to die on that hill, and not just go instantly changing things multiple times. I think that's just a really bad look. Comment rubber band if you made it to the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.